In today's lesson, you will learn to calculate the volume of a cone. Your learning objective says, students will be able to calculate the volume of a cone within the context of a real-world problem and conversely determine a missing dimension of a cone with a given volume. Let's start off with some information about cones. I have a Math is Fun website for you to go to, and I want you to read some of it, but when you get to the part where it says different shaped cones, I want you to stop. So only that first section. You are going to have to fill out a 3-2-1 chart when you are all done with your reading. So maybe while you're reading, think about 3 things you're finding out, 2 interesting things, and 1 question you still have. So go ahead and go to this website and pause the video while you read. You should have your interactive math notebook set up for this section, but if you don't, go to your table of contents, put today's date. The title of this lesson is Volume of Cones, and your page numbers, and then go to the pages and set up your heading and page numbers. So pause me while you do that. All right, so now in your notebook, thinking about that Math is Fun website, I want you to list 3 things you found out, 2 interesting things, and 1 question you still have. So pause this video while you are working, and when you are done, come back and restart me. Some of the formulas that we've dealt with this year were easy to figure out where the formula was developed from. But the formula for a cone is generally derived using calculus, and you're going to have to wait for that until high school. So I have a video for you to watch instead. So you're going to pause me, watch this YouTube video, and when you are done, come back to me. We've already figured out the volume of a cylinder. So we know that that is pi r squared times the height. And that video just showed us that we need 3 of our cones to fill a cylinder. So we take the formula for a cylinder times 1/3, and we get the volume of a cone formula. We've gotten a lot of information about volume of cones, and so now it's time for us to practice. And we are going to find the volume of 1 bugle snack. And through my extensive research, which might have included some snacking, I found out that bugle snacks are approximately 2 5/10 centimeters in diameter and 4 5/10 centimeters high. So we're going to find the volume using our volume formula, which is 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. Should get us where we need to be. So I'm just going to start plugging in numbers. 1/3, we're going to use 3.14 for pi, and then I hit a problem right there because I gave you the diameter when the formula would like you to have the radius. So think back to last year's curriculum where you had a circle. A radius was halfway across, whereas a diameter goes all the way across. So I gave you from side to side is 2.5 centimeters, but I only need half of that for my radius. So I'm going to say my radius is 1 25/100 times 1 25/100 again because I have the radius squared. And finally, times 4 5/10 high. So let's make sure I've got everything I need here. 1/3 pi, radius once, radius twice, height. Looks good. All right, so let's get a calculator going. Multiply all of those numbers together. I'm going to let you do that, so pause me while you do. You're going to get quite a long decimal, so let's round that to the nearest tenth. When you've got your answer, come back and check with me. The answer I have is approximately 7 4/10 cubic centimeters because we're talking volume. Let's try again, this time using an ice cream cone. Remember that our formula is volume is 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. Ice cream cones are approximately 6 5/10 centimeters in diameter and 13 5/10 centimeters high, and I would like you to find the volume of the ice cream cone. First, I would like you to substitute pi, the radius once, the radius twice, and the height. I want you to multiply those numbers and round to the nearest tenth. Pause me while you're working, and when you have a final answer, come back and check with me. Here I've shown my work. I took 1/3 times pi times the radius once times the radius twice times the height. I rounded that and I ended up with approximately 149 2/10 cubic centimeters. Next, let's find the volume of my toy megaphone. When I measured it, it was 14 centimeters in diameter and 21 centimeters high. Use the volume formula, 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. Fill in your numbers, multiply, round to the nearest tenth. Pause me during all of that, and when you have an answer, come back to check with me. All right, I took 1/3 times pi times the radius once times the radius twice times the height, and I ended up with the volume is approximately 1,077 cubic centimeters. Now it's time to practice on your own. I have another website for you, AAAmath.com. I want you to go to that website. You will find 10 practice problems in the blue box. I want you to work those, and when you are done, show me your score.